All right. What's up, y'all? I'm still recovering, gradually getting my voice back. Want to talk about why do we have evil? We have evil because God has given us free will. We have the freedom to choose, and the freedom of choice involves being able to choose something, whether it's positive or negative or neutral. We have that freedom. Second, we have evil because we only learn when we have the opposite of something. We can only learn what good is when we know what bad is. We can only learn what love is when we know what unloving is. We can only learn what one thing is when we know what opposite is. So that's why we have evil. In the grand scheme of things, from a spiritual perspective, evil exists on earth, but evil is here as part of our life lessons, as part of our ability to have the whole gamut of human experiences. So in one sense, evil is not some tragic, negative thing. No, it's a requirement for life on earth. The good news that is in the spirit realm, evil does not exist. In the spirit realm, there is only love. So no, in that sense, evil is finite. Evil is restricted and limited to certain realms, to certain planets, depending on the intention God has for the entities, the beings on that planet. Remember, we are spirit beings living in human bodies. When this body dies, my spirit returns to the spirit realm, where I will eventually reincarnate here on earth or somewhere else. This experience here on earth is not the permanent reality. This is one aspect of a reality. But this is not the actual real. The actual real standpoint of my existence, of where I come from, is the spirit realm. I'm a spirit being inhabiting this human body so that I can exist here on earth and have these experiences on earth. Okay? This is a temporary thing. That's why we die. That's why it's nothing permanent. However, the experiences that we have while we dwell on this planet are critical. They do impact our spiritual development. Therefore, they are not to be played with. We are to seek to continue to grow in love and compassion. That is the quickest trajectory to raising your spiritual vibration. Those who choose less than love, then it will take longer. I choose love. I choose compassion. Even in the face of evil, it may be harder, much more difficult to do, but I still choose love. For example, one woman called me out of my name. I chose at that moment not to even respond back to her. She was operating from a place of lack of love from within her, not me. I decided not to go down to that level of lack of love with her. I decided to just ignore her. Going forward, I'll avoid her. Now, if she should decide to approach me in a loving manner, then I will respond with her in love. But anything outside of love, of evil, I disengage. Another example. As you guys know, I am psychic. There are some people who oppose you because you are one way and not another, or because they are not like you. And so they will mistreat you and disrespect you. So one woman, when I asked if she was interested in a reading, she chose to be unloving and to be disrespectful. And she said, no, but there's a dog over there who said he wants a reading. I said, excuse me, ma'am, did you say there's a dog, four-legged animal, who told you he would like a reading from me? She said, yes. So, again, I chose to disengage I did not want to go down to that level of negativity and evil where she was residing. I chose to maintain my level of love and respect. I chose to not take it personally because that evil was coming from her, not from within me. It was coming from where she was focusing. It was coming from where her level of thinking was. It was coming from her unacceptance. I cannot control anyone outside of me. I cannot determine how anyone thinks. But I have complete power over how I handle and address someone else's words and behavior. I chose to walk away, to disengage, to not even respond. I could have come back and said, oh, well, why don't you go talk to the dog? Find out what the dog wants to know. Then come back and tell me what he says. I could have played into her level of stupidity and wickedness. I could have done that. But I just didn't even want to go there either. I just didn't want to go there. But I don't know if I will see this woman in the future if we will cross paths again. But if we do, again, I will not engage with her. Have nothing to say to her. She's already presented a wicked, evil side of herself to me, which I want nothing to do with. Now, if she should happen to choose to express love to me, then I will honor that. And of course, be loving in return. But never, ever, ever reward wicked or evil behavior. You have a right to ignore such people. You have a right not to help such people. It's your choice. But no, you have a right, because you should never, ever support or reward wicked, evil words or behavior. For example, if either of those two people were on the street and were in need of help, I would be within my right to walk right past them and not help them at all, because they were unloving to me. So I don't have to reward them or help them in any kind of way. You understand? That's how life is on this planet. And that's how you have to be if we want to discourage wicked, evil words and behaviors. I choose love. I invite you to do so too. I promise you, when you do, you will experience more happiness and more peace. And if you want more happiness and peace in life, then choose love. God bless you.